Welcome to News Edge, your sharpest source for daily headlines and deep dives. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay ahead of the curve. Global trade was rocked today by a development that few saw coming, sending shockwaves through the interconnected web of international commerce. In a move that stunned markets and policymakers alike, Beijing announced a staggering 200% tariff on a wide array of European goods, instantly raising the stakes in the ongoing trade tensions. This isn't just a minor adjustment or a routine policy change. It's a direct, punishing blow aimed squarely at the economic heart of Europe, threatening jobs, industries, and livelihoods across the continent. The move, sudden and without warning, sent financial markets into turmoil from Frankfurt to Paris, with investors scrambling to make sense of the new reality and stock prices plunging in response. For European exporters, the consequences are immediate and severe. Their products will now cost 3 times as much in China, effectively pricing them out of one of the world's largest and most lucrative markets overnight. Iconic sectors, luxury cars, high-end machinery, and fine wines are all in the crosshairs. These industries, long symbols of European excellence, now face an uncertain future as orders are canceled and shipments halted. The timing is no accident. The tariffs hit just as Europe gears up for the crucial autumn business season, a period when many companies finalize deals and launch new products, amplifying the impact. Trade experts and economists are scrambling to assess the fallout, poring over data and debating possible responses. But one thing is clear. This is a dramatic escalation, not just a negotiating tactic or a warning shot. The partnership between China and Europe, once worth hundreds of billions and built over decades of cooperation, is now teetering on the brink of collapse, with trust eroding on both sides. Around the globe, people are left asking, how did it come to this? What triggered such a drastic move? And most importantly, what's next for the future of global trade? To truly grasp the magnitude of this economic shockwave, we must delve into the intricate chain reaction that has unfolded, leading us to this pivotal moment in global trade relations. China's decisive move is a direct counteraction to the European Union's imposition of heavy tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, solar panels, and telecom equipment. These tariffs have been a significant point of contention. Brussels has accused China of engaging in unfair trade practices, including providing subsidies that undercut European industries. This accusation has prompted a strong response from Beijing, escalating tensions. From China's perspective, the EU's actions are seen as protectionist measures, part of a broader Western strategy to contain China's growing influence and economic rise on the global stage. The imposition of 200% tariffs by Beijing is a clear message. If you harm our industries, we will retaliate in kind, affecting your economic interests. By specifically targeting Europe's most prestigious and lucrative exports, China is strategically maximizing pressure on EU leaders, forcing them to reconsider their stance. This situation transcends a mere trade dispute. It signifies the dawn of a new era characterized by strategic rivalry between major global powers, reshaping international relations. China is sending a strong message to the world. It will not accept a subordinate role in the global economy and is prepared to assert its influence. These tariffs serve as both a stern warning and a strategic power play, highlighting the rapidly shifting dynamics in the global order and the ongoing economic power struggle. China's tariffs hit Europe where it hurts most, its flagship industries. German luxury automakers like Mercedes-Benz and BMW, who rely on China for profits, now face a devastating loss of market access. French wine and spirits, once status symbols for China's elite, are suddenly priced out, threatening thousands of vineyards. Italian fashion houses, high-end cosmetics, and precision machinery are all caught in the crossfire. These aren't just products, they're icons of European identity and economic strength. China's strategy is clear: target the sectors that matter most to Europe's biggest economies. The pain is immediate and deep, with jobs and entire communities at risk. By picking these battles, Beijing aims to fracture EU unity and force political concessions. The message: no European industry is safe from the fallout. The stakes for Europe's economic future have never been higher. Behind the headlines, the human cost is mounting. Every day, ordinary people wake up to a new wave of uncertainty, wondering how the latest economic news will affect their lives and livelihoods. Factory workers in Germany, France, and Italy face layoffs as exports to China grind to a halt. Once busy assembly lines now stand silent, and the sense of pride in skilled labor is replaced by anxiety about the future. For many, decades of stability are suddenly at risk. The supply chain, parts suppliers, logistics, and small businesses feels the shockwaves. Truck drivers wait for shipments that never arrive, and small business owners watch their order books empty, unsure how long they can keep their doors open. In rural France, family-run vineyards risk bankruptcy as their biggest market vanishes overnight. Generations of tradition and hard work are threatened, and the future of these communities hangs in the balance. European consumers aren't spared either. EU tariffs on Chinese goods mean higher prices for electric cars and solar panels, slowing the green transition. Families hoping to save on energy costs or invest in cleaner technology now find those dreams slipping further out of reach. Households face a double hit: rising costs and job insecurity. Parents worry about how to pay the bills, while workers fear pink slips and shrinking paychecks. The trade war is fueling inflation and economic anxiety across the continent. Everyday essentials cost more, and the lines at unemployment offices grow longer as people search for answers and hope. For many, it's a perfect storm. Pay more for essentials, while worrying if your job will survive. The stress seeps into every aspect of daily life, from the grocery store to the kitchen table. The social and political consequences could be explosive. Frustration spills into the streets, fueling protests, heated debates, and a growing sense of division within communities. Europe's middle class is caught in the crossfire, with no easy way out. Teachers, nurses, and office workers all feel the squeeze, watching their savings dwindle and their futures become more uncertain. The pain is real, and it's spreading fast. From bustling cities to quiet rural towns, the impact of this economic conflict is being felt everywhere, leaving millions to wonder what tomorrow will bring. Europe's leaders are scrambling to respond. The European Commission condemned China's tariffs as unjustified, insisting the EU's own measures were legal and necessary. But behind closed doors, divisions are emerging. Germany, desperate to protect its auto industry, is pushing for dialogue and de-escalation. France, hit hard in wine and luxury, leans toward a tougher stance, wary of showing weakness. China's strategy is working, splitting Europe's two biggest powers. The EU is considering a WTO complaint and new retaliatory tariffs, but unity is fragile. The challenge: act together or risk being picked apart. For European companies, the crisis is existential. CEOs are in damage control mode, reassuring investors and lobbying governments for relief. Stock prices in key sectors have plunged, and contingency plans are being dusted off. Many firms are now racing to diversify, seeking new markets in India, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. But none can match China's scale or spending power. Some companies may shift production to China to dodge tariffs, but that means moving jobs and risking intellectual property. Others face the grim prospect of factory closures and mass layoffs at home. The era of easy profits from China is over. European business is being forced to rethink its entire global strategy. The choices are tough, and the risks are everywhere. Let's see the impact up close. A Mercedes S-Class, once $130,000 in China, now costs nearly $400,000 after tariffs. An impossible price for most buyers. Sales collapse, production slows, and jobs vanish in Stuttgart and beyond. The pain ripples through suppliers and local economies. In Bordeaux, a family winery's $30 bottle now costs $110 in Beijing. No longer a luxury, but a rarity. Orders dry up, barrels go unsold, and generations of work are at risk. Small businesses can't weather the storm like global giants. For many, this is an existential crisis. These stories are playing out across Europe's heartland. The backbone of the continent's economy is under siege. The consequences are personal, immediate, and devastating. The ripple effects go far beyond factories and vineyards. Ports like Hamburg and Rotterdam see fewer ships, hitting jobs in shipping and logistics. Other countries, Australia, Chile, Japan, rush to fill the gap in China, threatening Europe's long-term market share. European banks, exposed to struggling exporters, face rising defaults and financial instability. Investors grow wary, the euro weakens, and borrowing costs rise. Politically, the strain fuels populism and threatens EU unity. The trade war is testing Europe's economic and political foundations. The fallout could reshape the continent for years to come. As the dust settles, the future of Sino-European relations hangs in the balance. Intense diplomacy is underway. Neither side wants a full-scale trade war, but trust is shattered. A truce is possible. Europe could ease tariffs on Chinese goods if Beijing rolls back its own. But compromise will be tough, and mistrust runs deep. If talks fail, escalation looms, more tariffs, deeper divisions, and a fractured global economy. The era of easy globalization is ending, replaced by rivalry and uncertainty. Europe must now see China as both partner and competitor, and adapt fast. The choices made in the coming months will shape the world for decades. The stakes are nothing less than the future of global trade and political order. The world is watching and waiting for what comes next.